This is a talk about being stung by things in your aquarium, poisoned, bitten. It is not all doom and gloom. It's mostly just funny anecdotes. With me getting hurt, my friends getting hurt. I hope you were at least entertained. I hope you learned something. Sea apples and the sea cucumbers. Again, these are things that you want to be careful that you don't want them to die in your aquarium. You want to watch the power head intakes. There's a reason that they're colorful. That's to warn other things that they're poisonous. Also, just think about it. It's squishy, it's soft, it's slow moving, it's dim-witted. Of course, they have to be poisonous, otherwise they wouldn't survive. Something would have already eaten them. So they have to be, there's a reason for it. There's a real reason behind evolution. So watch out for these again with the pump intakes. The little bio ball over the power head intake doesn't really cut it anymore. So try to have something that's a little bit more secure. Because a lot of the urchins knock those off, and crabs sometimes. You mostly see them hitching icon to the little urchins that pick up little bits of rock and zoanthids and things. But they'll knock those covers off pretty easily. So have something that's secure on there that isn't going to suck something in and cause a big disaster in your aquarium. Nudibranchs the same way. Who was it? Somebody was squished one on a Reef Central. I think there was a report of somebody squishing one on Reef Central. One of the flatworms were nudibranchs that eat acros or mice or something like that, and ended up having medical troubles. So don't want to suck in any ones that you buy intentionally. You don't want to. And the other thing too, when people use that flatworm exit, the instructions tell you to suck out as many as possible. That's because they're highly toxic. If you kill them in your aquarium, you release those toxins into the water. So there's a reason behind those instructions. Tangs are another thing that can hurt you. Most of the people call them tangs, but they're also called surgeonfish, and that's because they can't cut you up. The little piece of bone that sticks out at the base of the tail there is quite capable of putting a little, 3/8 of an inch nick in your hands. Again, when you're catching them, manipulating them, bagging them, things like that. And this is not Peter's fish, but Peter Schafulo in Cleveland has a fish just like this. His is it's psycho. You just approach his 400-gallon tank, and the fish turns black and starts thrashing about. And Peter's arms are all scarred up from doing things in his tank and having his fish attack him. These are probably one of the nastiest surgeonfish, though, for that. I've become sensitive to certain salt mixes. Used to just do it as a kid. You put salt in the bucket, you pour the water in, you maybe move it back and forth between a couple buckets. And when you get ready to use it, sometimes there'll be a little bit of salt at the bottom, and I just stir it up with my bare arm. Not anymore. If I stick my hand into some fresh salt, I'll come out all red and blotchy. So I am cautious about that. I use pumps to mix it up, let it go for 24 hours before I start using it. I figure if I'm not sensitive to it, my aquarium inhabitants could be as well. So you do want to let their water mix for 24 hours. It's very caustic. If you want to, get some salt, mix it up, test the pH immediately. It's usually very high, 9 or more. So that's why people tell you not to do large-scale water changes. I'm on the other end. Normally when I do water changes for my home tanks, I'll change 3/4 of the water, but I'll have that water mixed for a day or two before use. And then it's good to go. So be very careful with loose salt for both you and your aquarium.